Caligula Effect 2. It's not the Caligula 2 effect. It's the Caligula Effect 2 on the PlayStation 4. This is a research stream of a game that I obtained from the Maryland Public Library system. This is apparently a visual novel. It's a turn-based anime RPG. Apparently it's a turn-based game with some real-time elements. And it's going to be kind of hard to explain it until I actually get into a fight. They're not doing a Valkyrie profile thing necessarily, but they're doing a thing when they're doing like a limit break. If you remember Final Fantasy VII, the original Final Fantasy VII, they seem to be doing kind of a limit break thing, where the combat is based on you timing your button presses based on a meter. But it's not cut and dried, so I'm going to have to see if I can explain that when the tutorial comes up. I've been playing this game for about an hour. 95% of this game is storytelling. The first hour of this game is cutscenes. You can skip them, apparently. In fact, what I'll probably end up doing is starting from the beginning, so we can give you some idea about how the cutscene balance works. We'll get to the combat later, because it's going to be kind of hard to explain, at least based on what I'm seeing so far. But they seem to be doing a hybrid thing where it's turn-based, but as soon as you press the attack button, you have to kind of time your attacks based on what you think the enemy's going to do. You can't just press the attack button and attack them. There probably is going to be a delay there of some kind, so keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but I want to set the table here because this gets kind of difficult. I'm supposed to choose my first and last name. In the last game I was Lenneth Valkyrie. So we'll go, so we'll just call myself first name, last name. So, since, again, I'm not going to make you sit through the whole thing. But I want to at least convey how much time is going to be spent on the cutscenes. It's not as bad as Persona 5, I want to say, yet. It's about as bad as Blue Reflection, I guess. We spent like 90 minutes playing the game. So like 50 minutes of cutscenes, followed by a 5-minute dungeon, followed by 40 minutes of cutscenes. Oh, the game asked me my gender, how I presented my gender. Give the game a second, it has to load up. I present as a, well, again, I'm setting, my name is Lenneth Valkyrie in the other game save I made, so we'll skip to that a bit later. I just want to show you the options here. So that's my male form. You'll see my female form when I go back to my main game save. I guess Ray from Neon Genesis Evangelion has a point. Again, I'm always curious when the subtitles don't appear to match the vocal performance. This game is published by Nippon Ichi America, the same folks behind Disgaea, Poison Control, but they did not develop this game. I think it's Furyu, is that the name? Furyu, F-U-Y-R-U, Furyu. Fury with a U at the end. I've never heard of them. They do a lot of Japanese RPGs in this country. Okay, let's toggle between that and that. But again, this is just setting the table. So what I'll do is I'll give you a couple of minutes of the storytelling, then I'll skip ahead to the next section. And if it gets really bad, then I'll just cancel out of it and skip to the actual combat we'll be doing. Because the first save point in this game is about 40 minutes past the story sequence. There is auto-saving, but you have to go 40 minutes past the story sequence to get to the first save spot. But because there's auto-saving, you aren't really going to die in combat. You'll be able to save your game before you get to the serious combat. But this goes on for some time. In fact, there's no option to skip this. Yeah, I'm pressing all the buttons and there's no option to skip this. It's an anime theme song set to in-game cutscenes. I want to say I bought Persona 5 on the PlayStation 4 a while ago. It's probably stuck in one of my bags somewhere. Lord knows I have so many video games I haven't even touched yet. But I'll be holding on to these games for at least 5 weeks. So, might as well sample them. And my go-to game for the next couple of weeks might end up being Horizon Zero Dawn. We'll see how it goes. I'm also supposed to be pulling out my PlayStation 3. Also have some laptop testing I gotta do on my quad-core laptop. We'll talk about that later.
外部からの侵入。現実ではないな。これはメタバーセス。とうとう来たか。この時が。
If nothing else, I should probably look to see if my Persona 5 disc is around here. Because I want to say I bought that game when it was on clearance for like $10 or something. But that would have been like 4 years ago, I want to say. Possibly 5. But Persona 5 was one of those games where it's like, it was never going to be like Game of the Year unless you were like an RPG fan, because it takes too long to get into it.
沖多摩市全域にほころびが発生している。初めての事態だ。
それを説明するために集めたんでしょ、ブラフマン。
ええ。担当直入に言いますと、侵入者です。
はあ？そんなのありえるの？
侵入者。もちろん普通の人間じゃあるまいね。まさか物取りでもないだろうし。ここは偶然不法侵入してしまうような場所でもない。つまり侵入してきたのはリグレットとは別のバーチャドールということだね。
おそらくはね。どうも空にできたあのひびはメタバーセスとつながっているようです。
本家様が俺たちを潰しに来たってわけか。
へえ、オワコンのくせに生意気。
ふざけるな。我々へのリグレット様への冒涜だ。
オマージュを否定しちゃうとアートの発展を阻害するってのに前時代的で困っちゃうね。あれ？じゃあミュウに会えんの？いいじゃんいいじゃん。一度会ってみたかったんだよね。
ミュウやアリアとは考えづらいでしょうね。メビウスの一件以降、彼女たちが実態を得られるほど人々の支持を得ているとは思えない。
哀れね。人気や信用なんて一気に壊れてしまうものだもの。
じゃあ新型？私ミュウとアリアしか知らない。
新型なのか何なのか、どちらにしろ僕たちにとって幸をもたらすものではないでしょう。事実、それはリドゥの中に多くのエラーを起こしている。
正体不明のバーチャドール。システムに様々な悪影響を及ぼしている。まるでバグだね。
バグ。リドゥの安寧を壊すものを放置はできない。すぐに潰すべきだ。
いいえ、皆さんはいつも通りでいてください。
なぜだ。
相手がバーチャドールと仮定するならば、人々の支持を得なければ力を得ることはできません。その点、この世界はリグレット様を支持する者しかいません。
侵入したはいいものの何もできないと。
はいはい、つまり超アウェーで力が出ないってことね。
現状は家に小さなハムシが入り込んだに過ぎません。不快ではありますが実害がない。バグの探索は僕の方で続けますので、皆さんはいつも通りに活動を。リドゥはまだまだ未完成。今は世界の完成度を高める方が先決です。住人の幸福のためにも、皆さんの理想実現のためにも。
はあ、ずるい言い方するよね。
言われるまでもない。リドゥの完成が至上命題だ。
助かります。ではリグレット様、言葉を。
オブリガードの学士たち、後悔なき世界の完成のため引き続き力を貸してください。ブラフマン。
どうしました？
いえ。
バグ。
Yeah, okay. We're gonna skip ahead to this. We'll put up a separate video that just focuses on the cutscenes. But I want to give you an idea about how extended these cutscenes can be. We're not gonna skip them all, but we'll skip some of them once we've established the basics. And that's my avatar. This game does a Chrono Trigger thing where your avatar doesn't speak. Your avatar only gesticulates in response to dialogue options that you choose at various points of the game. So, like, if you remember Chrono Trigger or Chrono Cross Chrono Cross is on the PlayStation 1. I have a video of Chrono Cross on this channel. Chrono Trigger is the prequel to that game, and that game was about a main character who was mute. I have not seen the anime Ranking of Kings, so we're not going to talk about that. But this is about a character who's mute. The muteness of the character is not mute in the sense that the character doesn't speak in the universe. It's that the character's animation does not say anything. So everyone talks to the character as if the character has already spoken. There's no spoken dialogue for the character. You're just making dialogue choices and your character gesticulates to reflect the fact that you made a dialogue choice. So don't be put off by that. That just gives you some idea about what we're dealing with here. We're in the Chrono Trigger silent protagonist school of video game storytelling. But the character's inability to speak is not part of the story. It's just an artistic decision. So don't worry about that.
あれ？どうしたんですか？
For instance. See?
空にひび？寝ぼけてますね。ほら、もう学校閉まっちゃいますよ。早く帰らないとお化けが出るかもしれませんよ。
早く。Again, I just think it's weird when games actually show a character not speak, but still perform as if they're supposed to speak. They just couldn't hire a voice actor, which is what appears to be the case here.
遅刻しちゃいますよ。急いでください。
TikTok.
セーフってことにしておきますね。正確には15秒オーバーですけど、内緒ですよ。でも珍しいですね。いつもならもっと早く投稿してくるのに、悪い夢を見たせいで朝起きられなかったんですか？ごめんなさい。意外と繊細なんだなって思って。お、風紀委員の鶴巻さんですね。体調不良でお休みと聞きました。代理で私が風紀チェックです。よかったですね。ちょうど今日遅刻してきて。
Press the square button to see the dialogue options that you missed, Will be. You can also press the X button to play them back.
あ、風紀委員の鶴巻さんですね。体調不良でお休みと聞きました。
I think she said "daijobu," which means "Are you okay?" or maybe he's not okay. Like I forget. I've heard that word so often. I'm starting to think that's what it means. It's a statement of. It's something. It's supposed to be a way of determining if a person's all right or okay or feeling fine. I think, which is why they ask you "daijobu," right? I know that little about Japanese, so I have to look up that word. Let's see. I'll get some fresh air on the roof.
なるほど。気持ちいいですもんね。屋上。本当は授業をサボっちゃダメなんですけどね。クラスメイトのよしみで見逃します。
In the previous playthrough that I made, I decided to go to the nurse's office. Here I'm going to the roof. I don't know if it makes a difference. We'll see what happens. We'll find out together.
びっくりさせないでよ。2年の先輩だよね。マリエ先輩と一緒にいるの見たことある気がする。
Okay, this is a different dialogue option than I saw last time.
ああ、気にしないで。今朝最悪な夢見てね。授業を受けるような気分じゃないんだ。先輩も一元サボるんでしょ。ベンチ使っていいよ。
Yeah, I saw a totally different person the last time I played this game.
学校っていうか毎日。
Yeah, I went to the nurse's office and I met like a mascot idol character. I forget. She was like overly chatty. The character I saw in the nurse's office. I wonder what was going on that time. It might open up a different story beat. I don't know. We'll find out later. Like I said, I'm just setting the table. So maybe those dialogue choices do give you different story beats.
今帰るの？マジで？いやー、僕も調子悪くてさ、おかげでがっつり寝坊してきたんだけど、やば、羨ましい。僕も見習って早退しようかな。ああ、引き止めるのも悪いよな。気をつけてな。
And I can't find my Persona 5 game. I probably didn't buy it. I just think it sounds like I could have swore I thought about buying the game when it was on clearance on the PlayStation 4 a while ago. Because the PlayStation 3 version was like $30 for some reason. The PlayStation 4 version was like $10. So they're probably treating it like a late console release with a smaller print run. So they jacked up the price. Don't get me started on that nonsense. Why would you pay more for a less good-looking version of the game? Well, maybe you might want to hack the PlayStation 3. You might be one of those people who likes to jailbreak your PS3s. Can't skip that. Just have to wait till the dialogue shows up. I have duplicate copies of several PlayStation 4 games I'm going to have to sell. I got 2 copies of Witcher 3. I got 2 copies of Just Cause 3. I got 2 copies of some other game, too. Yeah, I wrote down an inventory of the games I still own. I'm going to have to start accounting for that. I got 2 copies of Cars 3. But one I found that was unopened, so. It was unsealed. I lucked out. I literally found it unsealed. Microphone check. Microphone check. This does go on for some time. All the stuff I'm skipping is at least 5 to 6 minutes of storytelling. Despite everything you've seen already.
どうしたんだあいつ。
まあいっか。荒ぶってるみたいだから走りながら聞いてくれればいいや。何から説明するべきか。まずキーはバーチャドールだ。なんだ、歌めっちゃ歌うあれだ。あ、ミュウのことは知っているか？あれはキーの敬愛する母にあたる。本当に母は優しくて可愛くて最高な母なんだ。この前もな。今はいいか。早い話がこの世界は偽物なのだ。さぞ楽しく暮らしていたことだろうが、残念ながら夢みたいなものだ。残念か？どんまいどんまい。だから帰ろうな。この世界ぶっ壊そう。
A lot of pauses in the storytelling like this, unfortunately. Looks like the video game's having buff. This is part of the story. The anime world's having buffering problems. See? Perfectly fine.
おい、廊下は走るなよ。おい、どうした？大丈夫か？なんだあいつ。
あれはおそらくこの世界の NPC だな。リグレットが成功に作ったものだろうが、現実に気づいたお前には偽物にしか見えないだろう。残念だがこの世界はもうお前をうまく騙してくれないぞ。
So it's like the Matrix? Or the Last Witch Hunter? Or 13th Floor? Serial Experiments Lane?
いっぱい走ったな。もしかしてお前現実ではマラソン選手か？
Yeah, Serial Experiments Lane.
あれも今まで見えなかったのか。のんきなやつめ。よーく見るがいい。あれがこの世界が偽物であることの確実な証拠だ。
Truman Show.
キーがこの世界に入ってくるときにぶち上げたった。いい君だ。さて我が半身よ、話を聞く気になったかな。
200 megabytes per second on this solid state drive. Pretty good. It was all a dream.
そういうことだ。それさえ分かればいい。何せお前は今やキーの半身。キーと一緒に現実に帰るしかないのだからな。
Soul. Okay, soul companions, soul mates, soul partners.
そう。
Soul brothers?
キーが乗っ取った。半分キーのものだ。分けっこだ。まあこれには深い理由があってだな。キーがこの世界に来た経緯から説明しなければならない。5年前に起きたアストラルシンドローム事件、覚えているか？
Yep, we saw it about 5 minutes earlier in this video.
あれはキーの母であるミュウが起こした事件だ。メビウスという何でも叶う世界を作って人々を歌によって取り込み捉えていた。
I'm not gonna call her a terrorist. Yet.
ああ、リドゥはメビウスに した過ちに似すぎている。アストラルシンドローム事件は人間の法律で裁くことができなかった。大規模な集団催眠が使われうやむやになったわけだ。しかしアストラルシンドロームと母のいたとの因果関係が誰の目にも明らかだったのだ。そのモヤモヤを人間は母にぶつけた。母は危険なものだと世間から意味嫌われていった。
If you lived in East Houston about March 25th, I want to say, there was a light in the sky back then, just saying.
リグレットはその後に出てきた
Just saying.
新しいバーチャドールだ。正体不明かつ詳細不明。母がいなくなったポストに収まり急速に人気が高まっていった。そして数年後、現実では再び心神喪失の人間が増え、アストラルシンドロームの再来だと持ちきりだ。だからキーは
Like I said, look it up. March 2022, there was a light in the sky east of Houston. It looked like the eye of, it looked like something out of Lord of the Rings.
はあ、リグレットなんぞどこの馬の骨とも知れんまがいものなんてどうでもいいわ。今起きてる事件、現実では全部母のせいにされているのだ。濡れ衣なんだ。母はあんなにも反省しているというのに。だからこそまがいものを捕まえて謝らせにゃなら。
No combat yet, don't worry. No combat yet.
いや、魂を感じる。あれはお前と同じこの世界に取り込まれた人間だな。ただ何者かに操られてると見た。デジヘッドじゃないな。あのアンテナみたいなもので強制的に操っているのか。
Digimon. Digimon. Digimon.
なるほどな。キーの潜入はすでに向こうに察知されてるわけだな。キーの存在は奴らにとってよっぽど脅威らしいな。我が半身よ、一時退却だ。キーのことを狙っているならお前から出て行ってくれと言いたいのか。ああ、それも無理な話だ。キーとお前はもう魂が定着してしまっている。離れられないのだ。ちなみにキーが死んだらお前も死ぬ。お前が死んだらキーも死ぬ。困るだろ。丁重に扱えよ。いのち。
I know, I saw Gargoyles. I know how this works. It was Macbeth and Demona. I know exactly how this works. Of course, they couldn't hurt each other, which was the other. Every time, they always felt each other's pain. It never. They felt each other's pain. It was a thing.
ぶっつけ本番だが仕方があるまい。
Of course, it was a cartoon for kids. You weren't allowed to imply that he was gonna inflict self-harm.
戦う力を与える。半身、お前はなぜこの世界に来たのだ。思い当たる節があるだろう。この世界に呼ばれるということは何か現実に不満があったのだろう。それを思い出せ。
I don't know why it's on the left side of the dialogue box there. Yeah, well, that's fine.
おかしいな。アリアちゃんはこれでいけたって聞いたのに。いやいや、思い出しているはずだ。キーの姿とあの電車が見えたのだから。何かお前の身に変わったことが起きただろう。それだ。
It was all a dream.
それこそが現実のお前だ。キーがこの世界に開けた穴から現実が流れ込んだ。それはお前の中に夢という形で現れたのだろう。現実を見つめろ。逃げるな、人間。
Okay, this is an important part. Just a second. For instance, face the truth. Yes, it's like that meme where Peter Parker talks to Mary Jane. Face the truth. Final Fantasy VII sucked. I'm gonna need more to work with, huh? I need more truth. I'm not really into anime characters who look like 14-year-old girls. Okay, what do I want most? I want video games to be less expensive. The dialogue choices are different than they were the last time I played. Let's make some noise!
Are you ready?
Ready? Going live, y'all. Streaming time. We're going on the internet. Yay. That! There's a little Japanese girl inside of me. 10,000 years! We'll give you such a crick in the neck. I do like the idea that basically everyone in this game is wearing black, but this all-white girl is supposed to represent how otherworldly she is, I guess. How ethereal she is, I guess. That's my interpretation of what they're doing here. I don't know what's going on with those red straps she has across her chest. We'll talk about that some other time. What happened to me?
戦う力だと言っただろう。その姿はお前の心の形。この世に2つと同じもののないお前だけの力。カタルシスエフェクトという。さあ、反撃の時間なのだ。お前の心の力、バチコン見せつけてしまえ。キーも手伝ってやる。行くぞー。
手加減はなしだ。
Okay, this is going to be kind of confusing. I'm not going to have a bunch of time to explain it here. We'll do some practice combat later. But for now, we'll let the tutorial speak for itself. You can just mash on the buttons here, but I'm going to try and explain what they want us to do here for the combat. Attack support, action items. Basic turn-based RPG stuff. The fun stuff is what happens when you press the attack button. You press the attack button, the imaginary chain appears on the bottom of the screen. If you look at the video here, it says high disturbance. It's that long line on the bottom center of the screen. It's called an imaginary chain. It's a visual prediction of enemy and allied movements for several seconds. Apparently that tiny blue dot on the imaginary chain determines when the enemy is going to attack. So if you're able to properly predict when the enemy is going to attack, you might be able to time your attack based on hitting that chain, hitting that meter just before the blue button goes off, because you might be able to time your attack that way. So that they're not doing a traditional real-time action thing like in Valkyrie Profile, where you just press a button, you have to time the button presses accordingly. This is a game about you timing your button presses to a spot on the meter based on how close it is to the moment when the enemy is going to attack. That's why that little dot there is on the screen. That's as much as I've been able to glean from the tutorial so far, but we'll see how it goes when we do the actual turn-based combat later. Value in the top left will only display when using an attack skill, and denotes an attack's probability of landing. That's not really a problem yet. Later in the game it will be. Right now it's not. Use left and round the D-pad to adjust the action's timing. Line moves up with friends and foes. Just line moves up, yeah. So that makes things somewhat more interesting. Press circle to select a different action. Once the imaginary chain gives you the outcome you want, press X to execute it. Okay. So we can back out of an action if we don't like the one we chose. So we'll practice this a bit. Not a lot. We don't have a lot of opportunities to practice this yet. We'll have more opportunities later. By the way, you probably saw earlier in the video, this is the normal difficulty level, so combat's going to be somewhat easier to explain. We're not going to do auto battle yet. We're going to press square to turn off the auto battle, and we'll see how it goes. Because I want to see if I can make more sense of this combat by playing around with it. Use left and right on the D-pad to select different options. Flu restore your SP. Lossless desire, increase an ally's critical rate. We'll stick with the basics. Perform a this is a ranged counter. This is just attacking enemies. I don't know who's going to attack first, though. Deals increased damage to downed enemies. So if another person knocks them down, you can do extra damage to them while they're down, I guess. So we'll try high disturbance. I don't know who to attack first. I'm pressing left or right. It doesn't seem to be making a difference. Oh, there we go. Oh, if you press right on... Okay, if you press left on the D-pad or right on the D-pad, you can delay the action, apparently. Is that what's going on? Oh, you can delay the action. Oh. So the circle button is when the enemies are going... See the little circle right there on the little meter? That circle apparently determines when the enemies are going to attack. But if I use left or right on the D-pad, if I use right on the D-pad, I can delay the moment when the enemy attacks. See, I can just sit there and just kind of do nothing. And then begin the action. Huh. Why would I want to wait is the question. You have to counter. Why would I do a counter? That's the other question. Like, why would I do a counter? But I guess if the enemy... if you want to target your attack at a specific time, you can delay the action. Oh, okay. So this is me trying to predict when he's actually going to attack. Okay. So let's delay it a little bit and see what happens. Okay. So that's me predicting what the outcome is going to be based on this series of actions that I'm setting here. Okay, he got me. So I want to time my performance. I want to time my action so that I don't take any damage after I land, like that. I like that. So if I press the circle button, I can choose a different option. Like this. Yeah, so he still attacks me. So if I delay it like this... I'm attacking the second guy, by the way. The dude behind him on the right. Okay, so I avoided that. So that's a reasonable outcome, actually. That's not. Yeah, okay, so that's not a good outcome. So we'll back up. Let's pick the dude on the left. Let's see what happens. Take a hit. Oh, so the dots determine what I perform, determine the action I take. Okay, that makes things a bit different. Okay, so that's probably a bad idea. So attack him on the right. So let's attack the dude on the right. So the dots determine the actions I take, not the actions the enemy takes. So those dots determine when I actually execute my attack. Okay, he got me. Yes, that's a good option. I can go for the other guy, I guess. Okay, so let's go for the other guy. Let's delay it a bit. Let's see if we can time it properly. Interesting strategy they seem to have going on here. Okay. Okay, that was bad. So So we can still, so we can go for the counter, but I think there's a strategy to this I need to employ. Oh, did I choose the wrong option? I chose the wrong option. Okay, sorry. I accidentally chose an action I didn't mean to perform. So let's just see what happens. I should probably wait. Yeah, go back. I want to wait on that. Okay, that dude's dead. Maybe I should attack the dude on the right. Then let's delay it a bit and see what happens. So we're basically giving the enemy a chance to attack, and then we interrupt them with an attack. Yeah, so we're going to take a hit no matter what. So I can still delay it. So we'll delay it a lot, then we'll see if that makes a difference in the outcome. Okay, so I avoid the other dude entirely. He still got me. So I just avoid the other dude entirely. Oh, I missed. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. So we're not going to execute. We're just going to press the circle button. Yeah, I would attack the other dude. Press the circle button just to make sure. He's down. No. Delay it. Let's see if that makes a difference. I might be able to time it. So we'll press the circle button to cancel out of it if we need to. No. Delayed it too long. So we'll make it a bit easier. So we'll pull it off a bit sooner. And they're both down. That's the one I want. So that's the action I want. So I delay the action until the enemy moves, until the enemy in the back moves closer. Then I hit them both. See? So there's a tiny bit of strategy to this. It's not just about mashing on the attack button. It's about deciding at what point you want to perform the action so that you can take out both enemies at once. So that makes things a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be if there's that much strategy in the combat eventually. Auto battling seems like easy mode, so I'm not going to use that just yet. She's an idol. So we're going to jack in. Is that theta? That's not theta. I forgot what letter that is. We'll call it X jacking. Phi jacking? No. Pressing triangle, except during the imaginary chain. Activating the jack will provide you with a number of benefits, such as allies can act again, allied action speed is increased. Huh, okay. Huh. So now that I actually kind of know what the combat's trying to do, this sounds like it could be interesting. Engine the voltage gauge is depleted. This sounds like me not doing auto battle. Sounds like I'm playing Ace Combat 2 on expert mode. We'll see how that goes. This could be the Dark Souls of turn-based Japanese RPGs. Let's see. Well, at least there's an easy mode. There's an icon there that says 2. I don't know what that means. Next to the left of my ankle, or to the left of my shin, there's a number there that says 2. I have no idea what that means. We'll see how it goes. So I can delay this if I have to, but we'll just kind of set the table, see what our options are here. I don't think I took any damage from that. I took no damage from that. I should probably wait. Yeah, I should probably wait. Let's see how that goes. How you missed? Not strong enough. So I'm gonna take a hit no matter what. He's gonna hit me with a scream. Really? Oh, he chose a long-range attack. Okay. So I can't hit them both, I don't think. Yeah, I can't hit them both. Unless maybe I can attack right away. No, I didn't hit them both. I thought I could hit them both. I probably still can, actually. Nah. He dodged it. I guess I can aim for the other guy. Yeah, I can aim for the other guy. Circle, aim for the other guy. We're not going to press X yet. Let's see what happens. Now he got me. I'm going to have to counter him. Yeah, I might have to counter him. Which isn't a terrible idea. So let's try a high disturbance counter. Let's see what happens here. That knocked him. Yeah, it stunned him. That stunned him. I took no damage. So I'm gonna take a hit. I can't kill him. Yeah, I'm gonna take a hit, but I'm curious if I can make this more interesting. Okay, I didn't knock him down. The goal was to knock him down. Yeah, I knocked him down. So that might be the best outcome for this. Just go for it. It's a good enough outcome. I hit them both and knocked one of them down. Press the right stick to adjust the camera view. Alright, that was cool. Alright, that was cool. I don't think I need to... I'll just do a regular attack. We'll predict, of course. Let's see if we can delay this so we can attack both of them. I took a hit there. Okay, delay it. He avoided that. I'm gonna have to go for a counter. You missed. How long can I delay it? Okay, I have to get it off sooner. I have to move out of position. Nope. Okay, I think I passed him. I passed him. Yep, he missed. So that's a very good outcome. So we'll do that. So we dodge. So we move out of the way of the first guy's attack, then charge the dude behind him. Actual strategy I was not expecting to this combat. Yeah, actual strategy. Wow. Slash raid. He's going down. Let's just see how it goes. So, so if you delay your action, you might be able to avoid an attack without doing an actual counter. That is way more interesting than I thought it was going to be. Hit him. Huh. Okay. That makes this game way more interesting than I thought it was going to be. Huh. There might be something to this.
やるではないか。才能あるぞ、阪神。ああ、死んでないから安心しろ。こいつらはマリオネットみたいに強制的にコントロールされた一般人だ。その能力、カタルシスエフェクトによってこの世界の管理者との糸を切られたような状態だな。まあじきに目を覚ますだろう。さすがに無理させすぎたか。とりあえずここを離れ。おい阪神、頑張れ。ざっと数十体だ。いけるいける、大丈夫大丈夫。よっべ
おい、こっちだ。捕まれ。早く
行くぞ阪神。
後で説明しろよお前。はいはい、どういたしまして。駅で見たお前がおかしかったから心配してやってきたらこれだよ。なんだっつうのよ、あの化け物の大群は。
おお、いい友達を持っているな。
そこのお嬢ちゃんもだぞ。なんで浮いてんだ、ふざけんな。
キーはキーだ。
そうかよ、僕はノトキンだ。よろしく。僕の日常が急にスリル&ホラーに。
銀也、駅に向かってくれ。そこにいい隠れ家がある。説明もそこでしようではないか。
オーケー、救出、化け物、隠れ家ね。正直ちょっと燃えてんぜ僕は。
It's one long game. Life's just one long game of Metal Gear Solid.
なんだこの趣味の悪い車両、見たことないぞ。
乗れ乗れ。
Oh no, I got another laptop. Yeah, I got some laptop maintenance I gotta check.
まあまあくつろいでくれたまえよ、人間たち。
あのさ、キーって言ったっけ？なんとなく流れから人間じゃないんだろうなってのは分かってんだけど、そろそろ説明してくんない？
ああ、キーはバーチャドール。バーチャドールミュウの後継作。子供にあたる。
バーチャドール。リグレットと一緒ってことか？
あんなまがいものと一緒にすんな。
いや、ミュウは昔好きだったけど、キーのことは見たことないけどな。
そりゃそうだ。世に出てないもん、キー。母が世間から嫌われてしまって、会社はてんやわんやでな。キーは発売中止になった。
それはなんつうか。
だから人間の歌を歌ったのもさっきが初めてだし、人間の気持ちなんてまだよくわからんのだ。正直あんまり興味ないからいいんだけどな。
まあいいや、とりあえず状況がつかみたい。この電車は安全なんだな。
この電車はキーのものだ。リドゥに入ってくるときに実態が保てなかったのでな。この電車を乗っ取るのが限界だったのだ。しかし電車を乗っ取ったはいいものの、ぐるぐる路線を回るしかできなくてな。この超絶アウェイの世界で実態を持つためには、適当な人間の体乗っ取ってリソース使わせてもらう必要があったのだ。
Totally random.
ああ、ホームに止めてたら最初に入ってきたのが阪神だったから。
You said I was special.
でも違うぞ。誰でもいいわけじゃないんだぞ。阪神は選ばれし人間なのだぞ。現実に気づいている者にしかキーの姿も見えないし、声も聞こえない。この電車すら見えないはずだ。事実、この数日ホームに止めていても電車を認識できたのは阪神だけだったわけだし、すごく助かったんだ。正直寂しかったし。
あのさ、
巻き込んで悪いなぁと思ってないわけじゃないんだ。ちょっとだけ思ってる。でもこんな世界帰った方がいいわけだし、むしろ感謝してほしいとも思ってる。オンリーワン、もともと特別なオンリーワンなんだ。阪神はお前じゃなきゃダメだったんだ。
Only one.
うっさいな。今阪神を慰めてるんだ。人間の メンタルは繊細と聞いている。
僕も見えてるんだけど、キート、この電車。
あ、本当だ。
な、
最近悪い夢見た？
見た。
ごめん、半身。お前じゃなくてもよかったかも。
ああ、そうなんだ。了解。また連絡するわ。じゃあな、俊介。学校は全然騒ぎになってなかった。あんだけ派手にやらかしたってのに。
リグレットとかいうまがいものが母の作ったメビウスをパクってるなら当然の話なのだ。この世界にとって都合の悪い事実は住人に認知されることはないのだろう。気づけるのはここが現実でないと気づいた人間と憎きリグレット側の人間。リグレット、そしてあやつに楽曲を提供している学士と呼ばれる不届き者どもだな。
みんなの憧れ、オブリガードの学士もただのアーティストじゃないってか。まあキーの話自体は理解したよ。つまり今いるこの世界は現実じゃなくて夢みたいなもんだって言いたいんだろ。そんでもって今の僕のこの姿は現実で僕が望んだアバターみたいなもんだと。現実の僕はこんな姿をしていないかもしれない。
そう、そしてお前がこの世界で見た悪夢こそが現実のお前の状況ということだ。
夢の世界の中で見た夢が逆に現実ってことね。あー、なるほどね。そういうこと。
ずいぶん頭が柔らかいな、銀。気に入った。キーポイントをあげよう。
そりゃどうも。
You don't seem that concerned.
半信半疑なだけだよ。あの夢が僕の現実だっていうのは受け入れづらいのが半分、納得が半分。
ということで、銀、我が半身とともにこの世界をぶっ壊して現実に帰ろう。
Okay, we're gonna skip some of this. You see how long the storytelling sequences are going on, right? I want to go back to reality. Sorry, we're going back to the real world. Sorry. Gotta keep it real.
強いな、お前。僕もそれが正しいんだろうなとは思うぜ。
That's right. We're gonna keep it real. Gonna keep it 100. I guess that's a materialistic explanation for what's going on right now. It's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Just take me back to the real world. I'd rather know the truth than live in a delusion, right?
なんだこりゃ。
通行止め？ここら辺は
Noijitat. Chongo longo. What was the word she just used? Son of a flibba flabba? Whatever. Let's walk the rest of the way.
それしかないかな。駅からシステムにアクセスすれば解除できるはずなのだ。
おお、ワクワクしてきた。地味に夢だったんだよな、線路歩くの。
うわ、急にうっさいな。なんで歩くくらいでバッキバキにテンション上げてんの。
分かってねえな。線路なんてなかなか歩けないんだぜ。しかも夢の世界と知ったら心置きなく歩けるわけだ。
Sure do like trains. Woo woo.
おう、ちょっとな。男なら憧れるもんだろ。電車とか新幹線とかさ。
Okay, we're finally on to our first save spot. There's again, the combat doesn't really show up until the next save spot. So we'll get to the next save spot and we'll create a separate video that focuses more on the combat because this could be somewhat interesting. We're just setting the table for this part. We'll unlock the story progresses, so I can't just fast travel just yet. But I like the idea of being able to fast travel. Okay. So this is where the game allows us to save for the first time. I made a bunch of story choices that I did not make last time. Here's what I will do. Press the start button, go to the system down here. We'll load up a game save that I made earlier today, which is in the railway. Right down here. I have a character here called Lenneth Valkyrie. She's the female avatar I created for this game. All you Valkyrie, all you Noble and Harrier know exactly what I'm talking about. They asked me to name my avatar. I named her Lenneth Valkyrie because that is the correct response. When someone asks me if I'm a god, I say, I stand a death goddess. I mean, considering the kind of game this is, it seemed appropriate. There are a couple of other things. See, that's Lenneth Valkyrie right there. Well, not in her final form, obviously. There's a bit of idle singing going on here a bit later. See, she's gonna explain that. That singing part's gonna be explained later. She's like a bard, like in Monty Python, the Holy Grail, brave, 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 brave Sir Robin, you know. So she can sing songs that are supposed to make us feel better. Although, in this case, she makes songs that buff us up, as opposed to the Monty Python guy who just kind of made us even more nervous than we would be otherwise. Like, what if the bard were like a very bad at his job? The bard was too much of a simp. That was the Monty Python take on the bard. It was not the least bit scared to be mashed into a pole. Oh, forgot this thing was here. Let's have his eyes gouged out and his elbows broken. The vestiges of the resident does former residents. Why this thing is okay. Whatever. Just give me the loot. He was not the least bit scared to be mashed into a pole, nor to have his eyes gouged out and his elbows broken. Over here. So we can't go over here? That's sealed. Funny how that works. Yeah, mantle up, like in Call of Duty. Well, there aren't many people here. It's been that kind of decade, hasn't it? I don't see a copyright date.
いや、もし上に管理者たちがいたらキーの姿見えちゃうから同化してるだけだけど。
予告なしで見るには怖すぎる光景なんだよ。
トリマー、ロック解除しに上行こう、上がってこう。イメージ変わるからやめてやれよ。
Yeah, I don't see a copyright date on this. No, is there no credits? No, don't need credits. Just a second, let's get the loot. Pocket Crunch. Like a candy bar? Some granola crap? What are we doing here? I can take the stairs or I can take this escalator.
立ち入り禁止になってる。
今日この駅お休みなのか？
駅に定休日はないはずだけどな。
変な感じ。場合によっちゃ一旦ここを離れた方がいいかもしれんな。
あの電車置きっぱにしてていいのか？
うん、あの路線使われてないし普通の人間に見えないからしばらく大丈夫なはず。
じゃあ一度外へ出た方がいいかも。立ち入り禁止の駅でうろうろしてるなんて見つかったら怪しすぎる。
Stella Burger. So if we could take the stairs, why did we take the escalator? I don't even know anymore. That could have been a thing we did. We'll jump at the turnstile. Oh yeah, some more stuff over here, by the way. That's not a real whatever. Lipsum Orum, I don't know what's going on.
もらえるもんはもらっとけい。
Out of the pocket crunch. Yeah, it's like a breakfast cereal they used to sell back in the 80s, I guess. That actually would have been a version, like if you put it in a Ziploc bag, it might have been called Pocket Crunch. Yeah. This game's out of pocket. Alright, so we made our point. That's another save spot for the railway. So we can make multiple saves, it's fine. So we got a save for the railway and a save here for the turnstile. We're gonna end the game with a bit of storytelling, and we'll come back to the actual combat. There's gonna be several combat sequences after this, so we'll make a separate video for that. Let's just set up a cliffhanger. We got cliffhanger.
止まれ。怪しい者たちよ。
Weren't you in One Punch Man?
なんだこいつは。
マキナだよ。話してたオブリガードの学士。
こいつがリグレットの曲作ってるやつ。いや、どう見ても。
Yes, that guy from One Punch Man. The cyborg from One Punch Man.
いや、ロボットだけどそういうものなの。学士でありながらリグレットの護衛をしてる無敵のサイボーグっていや待てよ、何言ってんだ僕。どう考えてもおかしい。ロボットが学士、サイボーグってなんだよ。ふざけてる。
それがリドゥの認識の修正力だ。目覚めてよかったな。
ほう、貴様ら興味深い話をしているな。驚いた。怪しげな動きをする住人だと思い、ここで待ち伏せしていたのだが、まさかここが現実じゃないと気づいている奴がいるとはな。
Okay. The effectless...
世界のほころびのせいか。
If he's trying to do a RoboCop thing, this text isn't really selling it. The performance does, but the text doesn't. He's trying to talk like RoboCop.
これで確定か。キーの言ったことは本当だったってわけね。
まだ疑っていたのかお前。
リドゥの安寧を乱す可能性のある由々しき事態だ。リグレット様が悲しまれる。答えろ。貴様らが現実に気づいたのは、リグレット様とは別のバーチャドールのせいか。
バレてんじゃねえか、キーのことは。
仕方がない。聞け、オブリガードの学士よ。キーの名前はキーだ。正真正銘正当なバーチャドール。貴様らの世界を壊しにやってきたぞ。戦うぞ我が半身ゴー
ラ。なるほど。貴様らに放ったマリオヘッド数体が倒されていた。何かしら戦う手段があるのだろう。戦闘で私を退けられると思って姿を現したのだろうが、これで実力差は分かったか。
半身勝てそう。
私と一緒に来てもらうぞ。バーチャドール、そこの人間2人は見逃してやる。バーチャドールから離れ黙って暮らしていればじきに全てを忘れるだろう。
全てを忘れる。忘れられる。
半身？
何のつもりだ。
キーはこの世界に存在するためにこいつの体を借りている。
こいつと離れることはできない。
なるほど。どこまでも不完全だな。いいだろう。お前も来い。身の安全は保証できんがな。
おい、大丈夫なのかよ。
心配ない。敵の本拠地に突入できるのだ。好都合というものよ。
It wasn't me.
何言ってんだよ。震えてんじゃん。どう考えても僕を助けるためだろ。捨てていいのかよ。すくむなよ、足。男なんだろう。男ってのはここで戦うもんだろ。なあ。
Yeah, sure, kid. Keep thinking that.
なあ。
Are you ready? Go live!
なんだこれは。
逃げるぞ、二人とも。
でかしたぞ、キン。
待て、貴様ら。
Drop it.
僕だけ逃がそうとしただろう。そんなやつ犠牲にすんのは男じゃないよ。
とりあえず今あのメカ太郎とまともに戦うのは危険だ。一旦逃げるのだ。と言っても入り口塞がれてんのか。
メトロの矢の破線目指そうぜ。あの線路地下から一瞬地上に顔出すところがあるから、そこから脱出できると思うよ。
銀ってもしかして鉄オタってやつ？
バッカ、男の子はこういうのが好きなんだよ。分かってねえな。マキナの曲だ。
逃がすつもりはないって感じかね。逃げ切ってやろうじゃんよ。
Well, we're getting pretty close to finishing line here. Where's the first set of save points? I don't remember where. There they are. That's the first batch of combat. Okay, so this is your cliffhanger. Dude, your mom.
マリオヘッドだっけか。
耳障りなまがいものの歌のせいだな。駅員がデジヘッドに変えられてるんだ。
They aren't puppet heads?
そう、あれはデジヘッド。リグレットの歌の力で暴走しちゃってるだけ。
ややこしいな、おい。
Maybe they're base heads.
マリオヘッドは学士に直接コントロールを奪われている住人だから意志なく襲ってくる。デジヘッドは歌の力で勝手に暴走している住人だから意志ありで襲ってくる。
どっちにしろ襲ってくるんかい。
でも大丈夫、こっちは2人とも戦えるわけだし、キーもサポートする。いけるいける。
Support.
マキナ相手にするよりかはマシか。
They're surprisingly calm.
記憶も全部戻ってきてパニックなんだけどな。アドレナリン出てんのかな。
あ、そっか、銀にも現実の記憶戻ってるんだ。なんだった？鉄道オタクだった？
いやいや、言うわけないだろ。デリカシーのかけらもねえな。
けー、ほんじゃま、矢の破線とやらを目指していきますか。
The Yamaha. Yeah, so we'll talk about your trains later, kid. Okay, so I think we've made our point. There's no save point here, but there's a lot of combat coming up. So like I said, here's your cliffhanger. I think I might be spending a couple hours with this game. We'll see how it goes. It's looking a lot more promising than I thought it would.